Welcome back to Let's Play Feed the Beast Genesis, episode 7. Last time I called it episode 5, that was a mistake. It was episode 6. With your host, Kenshin. So, we still have the shaders on. We'll see how we like it. I feel like I'm slowly getting used to them. If you recall from our last episode, we had just done our nether quest, right? So we basically finished Dangerous Path. We haven't found an enchantment table yet, but maybe we'll find one when we go out next. We activated our portal, which gave us a simulation of the nether, but inside the simulation there is a nether portal, and it sounds like from this we can use the portal inside the simulation. Now, I don't want to leave the nether simulation running because monsters spawn in it, and they can come out and they can murder us, and I don't want that. So that's closed for now. I do think we're going to work on some more farming, right? So we want a renewable, or at least a reliable, I assume it's going to be renewable too, a reliable source of redstone. So when we picked up our nether wart from inside the simulation, it completed this quest. In the nether simulation, you can find flora from the alien dimension we preserved. This strange relative of fungus is known as netherwort and has amazing properties not found in the flora of our world. By harvesting some and bringing it back to our world to breed in the new atmosphere, we can believe you can enhance these qualities. All right, so, and apparently I have a whole bunch of stuff on me, so why don't I put that away real quick? All right, so we're going to bring back our farming simulation, which I'm pretty sure is this guy. Yep, there we go. What happens if I take this out? Interesting. So I realize we have this this thing down here, right? So we can call this the farm. And we'll just leave that in there. Okay, so we want to make red wheat. Yield redstone when grown and harvested, can be particularly difficult to breed because it requires low air quality, which I assume this is, and a low light level. So that might be hard to do actually inside the simulation chamber. We'll see, just because I assume we can get low light level where the torches are if we remove them. Redstone torch is ideal. We have redstone torches. Netherwort and Elyria are your best bet for breeding it. I wonder if we have Elyria around. But 2 netherwort can also achieve this. There's also an alternate magical recipe once you've progressed far enough. This will be a primary source of redstone. So we do want to get some good old red wheat. All right, and they have those there. But so that said light level 7 or less. So let's see what we can do there. Let's get some redstone torches out, though. Because the way we're going to measure light level here is we're just going to stick crop sticks in the ground and read what the crop sticks say. Apparently we need more crop sticks. Okay. Oh my god. All right. Okay. Mistakes were made. Oh my god, he's retreating. Yeah, keep running, buddy. Okay, so we do have to worry about the lighting, I guess. Which, we were warned that the simulation chamber could spawn mobs, so not terribly surprised, but also not terribly happy about that. So the easiest way to manage this, then, is to set up the space inside the simulation and then build a tent of some sort on top of it, right? And that's kind of what was in the picture, right? If we go back to here and look, I guess that's not explicit, but this is contained. There is no ceiling, though. I was expecting there to be a little ceiling. All right, let's see what we have for building materials. We're going to have to make it out of acacia. So let's build it. I guess here could be cute, right? Like across from our flowers. Just going to start framing our house here. Cut out the center for the block. It's going to be 9 by 9 on the inside, so we don't have to worry about hydrating our farmland. So let's just set up those walls real quick. I'm talking here out of habit, but 100%, all of this content gets cut and you just going to walk into a finished farm, I bet. All right, clearly that prediction was a little bit off in the sense that we're speeding it. You know, we've got the 1000x pacing here. I guess it's technically 1000%, so that's only 10 times faster, right? So we're laying down all the farmland here. The room, you'll notice, is very dark now that we have the ceiling on it. It's 2 blocks tall. No particular need for that. It does keep the environmental quality low, as we'll find out later in the video when we actually read the IC2 crop book. We're going to set down all of our crop sticks right now. Harvest some extras from the field there so that we can make this happen without having to craft a ton more. We're going to have to make more anyways, but that's okay. Now I think we're looking to put down subsoil here. So we're going to put soul sand underneath because of all the nutrients it gives. Joke's on me. We'll find out shortly that this was a mistake. So you'll notice me tearing up the floor now and replacing it with soul sand, right? Because apparently netherwort requires soul sand. Who knew? Really, it just needs low humidity. So we'll just replace the floor with soul sand and we should be good to start breeding. We have our crimson fungus to grow and we'll have to grab some netherwort. Did that work? Oh, it did. Okay. All right. And let's get out our crop friend. All right. So 27 out of 45 stress, 6 nutrients. Humidity is 0. Environmental quality is 3. So let's do that. And then let's do some shenanigans. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put our fungi on that side. Our crimson wort, whatever that stuff is. Let's turn off these. And then on the other side, we'll put our netherwort. All right, and we'll start that here. All right, so let's go get our netherwort, which I'm guessing I put the netherwort. Okay, I did leave it here. I should have put it in the simulation box. All right, so those are growing. Boom, boom, and so I don't think you can jump on this. Or I don't think jumping on it will damage anything. Now, unfortunately, these are going to be 1-1-1 plants, right? Okay, I have no idea how to crossbreed these with. Like, could I just crossbreed them with my existing plants? If this was soul sand and I had another crop here, could this and this crossbreed a soul sand plant onto that spot? I don't know. So we'll just let that go. Let that go and we'll come back in a bit. I wanted to experiment with crossbreeding some of my other stuff, right? So I want to look at the stats on these dark oak. This is probably usable, right? This oak sapling. Let's plant. Well, okay, if I plant it, I have to clone it, right? Because I can't just... Oh, I have 2 of them. Yeah, let's just plant one and see. Can we clone this? And if I do clone it, where can I do it? Can I make an L shape, a U shape here? I think so. All right. And yes, all right. So we'll make some clones of this. Oh, I can just go all the way down this. Okay. That's easy then. All right, maybe we'll do some more of these just in case. All right, so what I ultimately want to do is replace these acacia with a combination of dark oak, regular oak. I guess now I have to decide, do I like dark oak or spruce better? I like them both. They're both pretty. I think the regular, let's see. What would dark oak plank look like? Okay, versus spruce. Oh, I like the dark oak plank way better. All right, so I like the dark oak aesthetic, I think. All right, and that means we're actually good, right? Because we just needed... So let's clone up our new dark oak friend, right? I was hoping that if I did it this way, I would get out of having to use 3 lanes, but it didn't work. Okay, so those are planted and breeding. All right, why don't we come back for this once this is finished growing up? All right, so we're back with a slight update here. So our crimson fungus side is growing well. Our netherwort side is, a little bit slower, which is expected. I also don't know if we need it because now we have this this 988 netherwort over here. So it feels like anything that comes out of this other side is just going to be a waste. We did check the breeding mode on this. And so if we look at the crossbreed, these make red wheat. If we look at the mono breeds, these make red wheat. Same for the other one. It's a little higher with the netherwort. So 1.3, I think it's like 0.9% chance on the other one. So we do have to grow a lot of these, but that's okay. Oh, let's check out our quest here. Oh yeah, we picked up our... Oh, we get warped fungus from that. That's interesting. The unique flora from the nether realm seems to be able to grow here, although it requires very little humidity in order to survive. You can plant these directly on crop sticks without hydrating the soil to grow them. Mushroom, not mushrooms. Mushrooms can be found naturally. I think we have some mushrooms around. Or bred from several sources. Yeah, we do. We definitely have mushroom seed. Useful food product for stocks and esoteric crafting processes. Is recommended to cultivate a small batch of the fungi for future studies. Glowing mushrooms, glow shrooms. Bred from netherwort. At a low chance, must have a glowstone block touching the top of their crop stick in order to fully grow. Oh, that's horrifying. So that means that this ceiling in here would have to have glowstone. Although I guess it doesn't, I guess we'd have to find out what it grows on, right? It might not grow in here anyways. I wonder if it's possible to breed up. It must be. I wonder if it's possible to grow up crops that will like die, right? Like see, this guy's stress is 41 out of 40. So I wonder if this thing would die in here if we leave it. And we can add more nutrients to the soil. We can fertilize them, but I don't want super crops that I can't use, right? And these have only duplicated so far, which makes sense, right? Because the only option for these are the initial, like these are prime dudes, right? So they spread one this way, this way, this way. Those are clones, but now we can start getting breeding here, and then we'll get breeding along the intersection. So we'll see what happens there. I'm not holding my breath. So far, no monsters have spawned in there, but I've just been AFK outside. So we'll come back again. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens. All right, so this is exciting. We, in our attempt to speed up our oak breeding, we accidentally made some tulips and malachite here, right? And see that this doesn't have that message, it won't grow. And that's because we put a copper block. It already grew it, but we put a copper block under it. So I wonder if that means we can grow our farro by putting iron blocks under it. Because if that's the dealio, then we're in a good spot, right? Right? Growth rate 12, pitiful. Oh my God, it needs so much stuff to grow, right? I guess there's no nutrient in this soil, right? Oh, it's only, okay. So why don't we put some more dirt under it? I guess there's 2 other questions we have to answer there too, which are, does it have to be, how many under can it be? All right, let's take out our pickaxe. Let's see if that will work. Let's see, I was hoping the the nutrients would update. Maybe we'll put some fertilizer on it. Oh, the nutrients did update there. It did go up to 2. I do worry this is too high level to breed. Like, how do I word that better? Stat totals are too high, like that 56 base stress value there. We need to bring that down somehow, and I don't know how to do that, right? Because our soil is, only 50 without, or 45. I don't know why this one's 50, because the environmental quality is a little better there. Our quality, our stress level isn't high enough to breed something that's 56 without it having issues. And maybe it won't die. Maybe it will breed up, but I don't know. It's a little too weak there. This is, oh, we got some blue stuff here. What is this? Terrawort, I think is what it's probably going to be. We're going to identify this anyways, right? Yeah, so this is Terrawort. I don't know what Terrawort makes. It doesn't look like this has any value otherwise to us. I wonder if we can crossbreed it into something useful. I'm not seeing any red wheat develop yet, and I worry that means that we're going to have to crossbreed it onto our soil here, right? So maybe I need a row of netherwort, a row to crossbreed, a row of netherwort. Or maybe it's just not bright enough in here. Like maybe, I mean, the quest log said it just had to be under a certain level, right? Low light level 7 or less. And Elyria is, I'm guessing gold, right? AU gold. Like malachite's copper. Iron is ferru. So they're going with some of the more classic name. Where is our ferru? Here's our ferru. So that we can definitely work with, right? 766. So we'll probably want to breed up some ferru. It's going to be expensive though, right? Because each of those, like each block requires 9 iron to grow. So definitely going to be a slow return on investment there. Yeah, I think we're limited by the soil type here. So I think that's I really have no idea how much of this is going to make it to the final cut. We might just have like a end of farm episode and say, okay, this is what we did, but the details of setting it up weren't very interesting beyond just here it is. All right, so we have now finished our priority breeding here. Just to kind of recap, we cloned our dark oak and our oak and tore up all our acacia sapling. We have this weird gap in our farm that I don't know what we're going to put there. We'll figure it out. I don't know why that broke. Go through and plant all of the iron and copper and clone that. So now we have a whole bunch of ferru plants, which we should probably breed up a little bit, and malachite. So now we can start recouping all of our kind of ore investment there. And these drop silver. I was worried these would drop something. Well, sorry. These drop dust, which you can forge directly into ingots. So these are basically, let's see, the iron ones. Oh, these don't even drop 1 guaranteed. So yeah, these definitely need to be grown up. These drop about 2 each. So we'll get our copper back quickly. So in here is where we did our little breeding experiment to get our red wheat. We did get 1. Okay, so from the stereo sound that came from the other side of this wall, which is scary. But I don't think enemies can break through the walls of the chamber. Not 100% sure on that. So this is our red wheat. Oh, that's our glow shroom. So we did get glow shroom, which is good. We just need a glowstone block to place above it so it'll grow. Oh, we got another glow shroom over here. So we have 2 glow shroom. Unfortunately, I can't tear these up. Oh, and they're growing on dirt. All right, let's see if this red wheat will grow in here or clone. I would really love to get some clones of this, because I think we're going to need a lot of it, and I also want to play with its growth conditions. All right, so 2 clone over, so that's good. 54 out of 50, so this is already P strong. Why is this so? Oh, because it's not on the soul sand. So why is this one stress better or lower? This is our, it says 8 nutrients, but only 45 something. Does it like the, maybe it likes the humidity? I wonder if I put a mud down there, if that would help. The air qualities too. I think the air quality is how many blocks of space are above it, and also whether or not it has sunlight, like access to the sky. All right, so we'll leave that and farm up a bunch, and then we'll see if it'll grow outside, because it would be real convenient if it could do that. Guess we'll check back in when that's done. We'll see some clones of that. We'll see a whole bunch of red wheat. I'm hoping we can grow the red wheat outside. I wish there was a compendium of crop resources. I just want to know what information these things use. What humidity do they like? What sunlight do they like? What environmental quality do they like? Because right now it's all guessing, and I'm not a huge fan of guessing or experimentation. You might think, oh, Kenshin, aren't you a scientist? Shouldn't you love experimentation? Okay, so let's see if we can grow it outside. Oh, it does like the sunlight and the humidity, right? So, and I guess if I was smarter, I would have done this slightly differently, right? I would have put it in the middle here and branched out from it instead of this. But I guess we're committed now. I guess our next goal now is we have to go into the nether and get glowshroom so that we can grow up our glowshroom here. All right, so we'll be back with more plants. We are back. Let's see what we've got here. So we cleaned up these fields. I guess I tore it down, but for cloning plants, kind of a fractal shape is the way to go. I don't have enough crop sticks. So something that's something that's like this shape, so that nothing crossbreeds, but you get a good cross area. You put double sticks on everything, plant your OG crop here, and then after 1, 2, 3 cycles, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 4, 20. You'll have like 20-ish, I guess 18 because these clip plants grown. I guess you could put the water, the hydration tiles in these blind spots, right? And make that a little more efficient. Now we don't have shapeless iron. So we use that to do some cloning. This was our kind of dark plant growth experimental area. We did manage to clone our red wheat here. We also have 3 glowshrooms sitting around, but we need to get glowstone from the nether to grow that. And let's look at the real fruit of our labor here. You'll also notice we moved this around. We replaced this with dark oak instead of acacia. I kind of liked the acacia aesthetic. I was bagging on it earlier, but I don't know. I like that it popped a little more against the green here, the grass. But I also like that the dark oak kind of looks like fake dirt, right? So, I don't know. Potato, potato. Made a little work area here that we can store stuff, so it's not just lying on the side of our path. We extended this over so it doesn't just end. I guess we could probably put a little more there, right? But we'll find something to plant there. We have an unused aisle here, but this is the big stuff, right? So this is all of our red wheat currently growing. So red wheat needs a light level between, I think, 5 and 10. I don't know. I think if it's too low, it doesn't grow. And if it's too high, it doesn't grow. So if I were to move any of these, this light source any closer to this plant, I think would stop growing. I think it would cap out at some point. So we have a bunch of red wheat here. Hopefully this will give us the redstone that we need. I'll see one matured over there. And then over here, we have our malachite. So this is going to grow our copper. We're trying to clone out some more of it. I'll show you the underneath in a second. And we have our ferro, which makes iron. All right, so this is gain 11 on it. This is gain 12. It'd be nice if the growth was higher, but whatever. So let's go down and look underneath at those. The copper plants have to be above blocks of copper. So we put these down. You can tell which ones are newer since they're not oxidized yet. And then up here we have our blocks of iron. I just need more iron right now. I think I want 3 rows of this too, for iron harvesting purposes. So I need way more iron, right? Because each of these is 9 blocks and I'm almost halfway there, right? Like I think 1 or 2 more of these and I would be halfway there because these are 9 across. So I've got 12 out of the 27 that I need. All right, oh, look at that. These guys are maturing nicely. Wow. And so notice I've kind of carefully selected these stats so that they'll grow without water or fertilizer. So unfortunately, these have kind of high resist on them. I have found that AFK growing is the way to go. Like, just slap these down and come back later and do a big check to see what the numbers are and prune what you like. I could have done better here. Like this, the 9 resist that's on this is completely worthless to me because I don't intend to put these anywhere in, like in situations where weeds can grow, so they don't need a resist stat. It just makes them harder to grow. Let's see if they drop redstone. They do. Oh my goodness. Oh, what a day to be alive. So this will solve our redstone shortage. These will hopefully solve our iron and copper issues, especially copper, right? Because we had to go out here and mine some platform to get copper. I don't see any more readily available on the map. So getting more copper would have been painful, but this will save us some trouble. Iron, not so bad, right? I think there's another... Oh, no, I did harvest it. I guess I got that. I don't know if I got that off camera or not, but looks like we harvested all of the communication towers near us. So this is also convenient. We don't have to go source out a new source of iron. We are going to have to go into the nether, though. So definitely our next episode will be delving into the nether. And really our goal there is just to come back with a whole bunch of soul sand, a ton of soul sand because of that lovely, lovely nutrient value it provides. Right, so soul soil might be good too, but soul sand, as you see, that gives -1 humidity and 3 nutrients as a subsoil. Soul soil gives 0 and 2, so depending on if humidity is important or not. For most of our crops, humidity is important, but it's also relatively easy to get humidity. But we can put like a wet dirt or mud under there. Mud's pretty okay, so we could put like a mud and a soul sand, and that would give us 4 nutrients and 1 humidity. Currently we just use dirt, right? So dirt only gives us 0 humidity, 1 nutrient, but it's a free nutrient, which is why we're doing it. Once we get some better options here, I wonder if just using mud in... Oh, you have to use mud as the farmland. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so you would put that on top. I wonder if you can like till mud, or you'd probably just put the sticks directly on top of it, right? And then farmland has that humidity 4 on it, which is kind of carrying our crops right now. So we'll see. I see what this is saying. So farmland versus dirt. You could put the crop sticks directly on dirt, but not grass, right? Yeah. Let's give that a shot. Let's just see what happens. Boom. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Science has been done. The other thing with humidity, and I got sidetracked while saying, is that we can overcome it by just hydrating the soil, right? We can use hydration cells, get a lot of uses out of them. Obviously, to apply the hydration cells, we will need crop matrons. But now that we have our sustain... Oh, wow. Okay, this field is done. And when we harvest them, they go down to growth stage 2, I guess. Still, I want like a magnet so that I don't have to hoover up these with my face. Oh, see, when the crop is fully grown, it emits redstone signal. We are starting to run low on food here. I want to grow carrots and potatoes too. All right, so we have... Oh, we do have a good carrot, kind of. I don't love that resist stat on there, but how hard can it be to grow a carrot? And potato... Yeah, okay, sure. We'll just clone those. My mouse is like doing this little thing where it'll freak out. Yeah, okay, there it goes again. 3 times. So, highly recommend against Razer mice. I have the Razer Naga Trinity. No, Naga Pro, which is the wireless version of the Trinity, I guess. And I had to return it like... I don't know, 3 times, because the first 2 had scroll wheel issues, and now this one has an issue with the mouse sensor. Not happy with them. This one, I don't know if it's a sensor, maybe it's the wireless, because I think if I plug it in, I do think it behaves better. All right, so that'll grow up our potato, and then... But we do need to plant this, right? And more crop sticks. Why did those auto replace in my hand? All right, so that should get us plenty of those. We are starting to run low on dirt. But it looks like the ore generation outside of our kind of thing here is pretty normal underground. So I think we can just run around and look for deposits of dirt. Let's see, do we have an industrial craft? Okay, we do. Okay, it just says wiki though. Let's see what happens. Oh my gosh, why is that so big? All right, well, let's just look for crop. Ooh, crop stat. Here we go. Crop system. Some love it, some hate it. It's up to you. Someone remembers the forestry mod, might not know it. This bee breeding mechanic was inspired by, oh, interesting. Bee breeding was inspired by IC2 crops. Grow wood, ores, food, dye, squids. Sure to check out the tutorial. Oh, okay. All right. That's cute. Set, rotate, formed. Crop system, vanilla counterparts do not rely on the random tick system of Minecraft with a consistent tick rate. Crops grow every 12.8 seconds. Oh, okay. IC2 crops can be placed underwater. Some crops may or may not survive the underwater treatment, while others do not like the fresh air. Growth is the grow rate, yield, protection. 0 to 31, higher stats, need more care. Your main goal is to get stats higher, but keeping them below 24. If you go above 24, each stat, there's a major downside that could ruin your crop field. Also, if the stats are too high and the care isn't enough, crops can die from starvation. So if you breed higher stats, watch out if the crop can actually grow without extra care. And that's what we're worried about. We don't want extra care. Growth stat increases growth rate of crop, meaning that each crop tick, the growth increases a lot more than without having the stat high. When the stat reaches 24, the crop turns weed-like. While not self-destructive, will attack other crops that are not weed-like. Oh, I wonder if both crops are weed-like, if it'll do it and not do it. Gain stat increases harvest yields. These can be massive when manual harvested crops, where a few crops can give stacks of drops. Automated harvest will not gain such a massive yield increase, but still increases yields substantially. When stat reaches 24 or higher, it will reduce the chance of extra seed bags. Interesting. Resistance stat increases the strength against weed. At level 31, it can no longer be taken over by a weed, but when the stat goes above 28, it reduces the chance of it crossbreeding. Okay, so that's useful information. So high growth makes it weed-like. High gain reduces the seed bag chance, and high resistance mitigates crossbreeding. Crops are affected by the environment. Okay, maybe it'll tell us more about this. This would be great. Boost crop growth rate massively. Each biome provides a few boni. That's the plural of bonuses. Downsides depending from where you are. For example, the nether is horrible for humidity, while the oceans do wonder for it. The rule of thumb is the higher the better. Nutrients, humidity are both affected by the farmland and subsoil below it. It can be boosted, each boosted based on the biome they are in or with fertilizer or hydration. Crops also need a healthy environment to grow faster. There are 3 factors that increase environment quality. All right, this is why we're here. Skylight access. We don't have access to the sun, so I assume that's a big no-no. Having no solid blocks or crops around itself. Height up to a certain point. Higher altitudes help with the quality of the environment. Underwater, okay. Hard to create underwater. Having clay in the surrounding soil increases it. Some crops clean the water around itself. Some provide a nice environment. Bubble columns. Does that mean like if you put it on soul sand to create a bubble column? Crop breeding. Okay, so 2 to 4 crops around the crop stick you want to breed on. Place another set of crop sticks on it. All right, whatever. Cannot guarantee more than 2 crops are used in the breeding process, but 2 are used at the very least. How does breeding work? It's rather simple. Almost every combo can result into anything. How is the result decided? Point system. Points generated based on how many traits crops share, or how close the traits are in relation to each other. Some of them, okay, whatever. This is what the crop breeder tells us. The crop analyzer in breeding mode tells us. With one override though, if the parent crop is equal to the crop that could get picked, it gets a flat 500 point buff, making it much more likely. And that's where, again, that's what we just said. The crop analyzer can do it. Stat breeding. Here we go. Now, whenever you breed a crop, it will also change the stats. How it's done is rather simple. It takes the sum of the parent stats, each stat individually, and divides it by the parent count. That's your average stat. Okay, so it gets an average, whatever. Then some fluctuation is added where randomly 2 stat points in either direction are applied per parent, so you can lose or gain stats via crop breeding. Okay, so it's kind of nice that we can lose stats, right? Because that means we can drop those resistances. Getting large amounts of seeds is really difficult and annoying, so you can copy crops rather simply too. Okay, and we know how to copy crops, right? I was hoping to go more into the stat details, the stat breeding, Weed X from getting destroyed by weed, but with everything nice, overusage can hurt the crop. Stats specifically, only use it once or when the Weed X is only empty. And we know how the crop analyzer works. Subsoil, 1, 2, 3. I wonder, okay, so we can have a third layer of subsoil, which fortunately for us, I can fit underneath our farm, but now I wish the whole farm was 1 block higher, right? Because we currently have 2 blocks are things that have metal under them, have that as the 3rd block, but it looks like we can put 1 more in there. All right, so that was massively insightful. Wish we had read that at the start of our crop growing journey. I think we can call it here, right? So we have our, I think we've got IC2 crops pretty well figured out. And I really wish we had like a dictionary of crops and crop stats, but it'd be nice to have a library of information just because like I want to know like what light level do things like what, like is higher always better? Clearly some things like low light level, and humidity, some things like low humidity. Okay, that's never happened before. Where do you think this guy came from? Okay, yeah, this would be nice if he fights us down here. Yeah. Oh, he doesn't drop ender pearls? Alright, so no ender pearls. That's a little bit of disappointment. But yeah, I think we're good on this episode. We've done a lot of crossbreeding, kind of figured things out, how to grow, how to multiply, how to change the stats. Our beautiful farm. And next time, I think we're going to the nether, which means we're going to have to unload the farm simulation. Maybe we'll make a nether portal that's not inside the simulation, right? We could put the portal off into one of these side rooms or something. Maybe put it outside. I don't know. That way we don't have to keep unloading our farm to go exploring, because I really don't want to unload the farm if we don't have to. All right, so see you guys in the next video.